All right, all right, all right. Got my water. Got my sanity, hopefully. We all hope that I got my sanity, right? You know how it is. You know how it is. But nice to see everyone. Hopefully everyone can hear me. Hopefully, I should say. Let's get some tests here real quickly. What would be a great test? I would say hello, but obviously everyone's going to say hello in general. I'll tell you what. Only do it once. I'm thinking of a number between 1 and 10. You only get one chance to guess. First person gets their message pinned in YouTube. And then whoever does that in Twitch, I don't know what your gift is going to be. I'm thinking of a number between 1 and 10. Whoever gets it first gets their message pinned on YouTube. Alaska's home wins. I think it's a pretty self-explanatory there. It's 8. There you go. GG, everyone. Good job. All right. Now, since I know everyone is listening to me loud and clear, should be a fun one, right? All right. So now, since we're alive and well, I'm gonna turn that off real quick. So we are live streaming on both YouTube and Twitch. If you have a Twitch account, believe it or not, it actually gets the broadcast out quicker. All right, my transmission is out quicker, and you can actually hear me a lot sooner than on YouTube. So if you have a Twitch account, feel free to do that. If you want to create a Twitch account, you can also do that as well. And if you have an Amazon Prime, sync your Amazon Prime with your Twitch, and then you can give the Twitch Prime. You get a free membership through Twitch Prime, which on Twitch it's called a subscription, where you get cool emotes and badges and stuff like that, and a few more perks. So if you want to do that, go on to Twitch. Have fun, go about and stuff like that. I'm going to snooze that ad break because there are, once again, ads on Twitch, which is nice. It's cool. And yeah, with that being said, I think we can start getting into it, right? Let's talk about the reason why we are live, the reason why we are not making a video today. And it's partially in part due to the fact that anytime I try to create a video, my brain cannot be super creative when it comes to just making something interesting. And I was thinking of something really interesting. Parmesan cheese pizza, by the way. Hello, welcome to the stream. Lag King, what's up? Welcome to the Twitch stream as well. I was thinking, all right, well, why don't I just go live? Why don't I have an engaging conversation with you all whenever we do this? So I was like, okay, cool. Colton with the 33 months, thank you so much. I really do appreciate that. And Sly with the 2 months, thank you so much. I really do appreciate that. What's up, Colton? And it says, Sly says, are we ready for 4 days of weather and no sleep? Oh boy, I'm not gonna have a whole lot of fun with that. Oh, so that is Caleb. Cool. Hey, if that's the case, which nice to see everyone is alive and well there. There you go, Caleb. So let's get into it now. Let's get into it now. And as I said, I appreciate you guys being out here tonight. It is 8 o'clock at night. And we got severe weather over the next few days. This is mainly due in part to a massive weather system that is going to be moving on through from one side of the United States to the other. And it started technically yesterday. That was like the first wave that went on through. But yesterday doesn't exactly count, and neither does today. There is the little bit of a chance of severe weather that could happen today. It's already technically happened, and the event is pretty much starting to die. But we have a 2 out of 5 on the severe weather scale over here across portions of the Ohio River and the Mississippi River Delta. The one thing I will say about that is the next update comes out in 49 minutes, and that probably will be put down. There won't be any sort of yellow in there. But one of the main reasons why there is that is because of the threat for tornadoes. There was no tornado warning in that area here today. Ironically, the tornado warning that has happened today was right there at this black dot, which is kind of interesting. It's kind of funny in a way. So this is more or less just kind of an elongated area for marginal severe weather, but it's not really going to be too crazy. And then we also have tomorrow. This is Monday. The severe weather outlook here for Monday, April 8th, 2024. And we do have a 3 out of 5 on the severe weather scale here. Now, I'm going to be live tomorrow. All right. We're going to be live covering the eclipse. We're going to be live covering this severe weather here that's going to be moving on through this area. So we've got a whole double whammy to start out with our, I guess, our live stream throughout the duration of time. And it's going to be kind of interesting. It's going to be kind of widespread, but we do have, in addition to the eclipse tomorrow, we also have the threats for tornadoes. And these tornadoes are likely to be something that we are going to want to watch. Now, here's an interesting concept, all right? Because someone asked in the chat real quickly, Benny, I don't think they will upgrade it. I think they will downgrade it. It'll be a 1 out of 5 in the severe weather scale, so a bunch of dark greens and stuff. But we're probably going to read more here, right, T? Both. I've got my stream on the side here. You guys ready for some cool stuff? I'm going to take you guys. That's not what I wanted. Look at that. See that right there? Got chat from Twitch and YouTube, which means I'm calling both games. So, pretty cool, pretty cool. Trust me when I say I'm going to be reading both. I'm going to be reading both. But yeah. So we do have the threat for tornadoes tomorrow. This could potentially be upgraded, but the only way that it would be able to do so is the day one outlook that would come out tonight at 2 o'clock Eastern, 1 o'clock Central. And that's quite a ways away. So don't expect this to change up until, if you go to sleep here pretty soon, until you wake up. All right. But otherwise, that's when they're going to update the risk. That's a new severe thunderstorm warning for areas north of Memphis, by the way, by a couple of counties. But not that that matters really all too much. This is also going to be aided by the threat for severe weather and extraordinarily large hail. You can see down here, this is a nice way to kind of get a good gauge as to what some of the colors mean and some of these probabilities. So it says here that the probability of severe hail within 20 miles of a point. You can see the brown area is 5 to 14%, yellow is 15 to 29%, red is 30 to 44%, pink is 45 to 59, and then purple is greater than 60. And so you can already see the colors in the background. We got our 5%, our 15, our 30, and it is likely to be more significant across areas over here near Wichita Falls and areas near Fort Worth or west of Fort Worth. So basically from the Red River and south, that's where you guys are going to want to watch. We also have the risk for significant hail. Down here, you can see the hatched area. It's a 10% probability of significant hail greater than 2 inches in diameter. So it's a 10% chance or greater. Yes, Twitch is further along than YouTube, which is the reason why I'm going to be promoting both. If you have a Twitch account, you can go over to Twitch and then go over that way. And if you have Twitch Prime, you know, if you already have the free membership or the free subscription, free Twitch Prime subscription, feel free to put it in, you know. But yeah, there's the hatch risk for severe hail, and that is coincided with our black circle with these little slashes in there. And so we do have the threat for very large hail that is in some of these areas. That's kind of funny. I just got sent something. There we go. That'll work. Yeah, Twitch is, as I said, more ahead than YouTube. Timberfan, what's up? Welcome to the Twitch stream. Nice to see you there. Okay, back to this. So yeah, widespread area for large hail over here in the portions of Oklahoma, Texas, and into Louisiana. And in addition to tomorrow, we also have the threat for severe weather over in portions of Europe. Wow, you didn't think I would talk about Europe again. I am. I am. It's happening. It's happening. So, am I gonna do this severe weather? You gonna do this for severe weather days? Like these little forecasts and stuff like that? Probably not. This was actually just more of a one-time thing, honestly, because I just suck. By the way, for people who are on Twitch, we have ads in 20 seconds, so I apologize if you're going to get cut out. If you would like to be on the Twitch stream is a little bit faster. It's a lot more recent. You guys get my message a lot sooner on Twitch than on YouTube. So if you want to go over there on Twitch, if you have a Twitch account, feel free to do so. If you don't, you want to stay on YouTube, that's fine too, because I actually like it when we're all on YouTube. We're all in this together. But no, I'm trying to expand both platforms. So we do have the threat for severe weather here in Europe. This is for portions of France, Benelux, Germany, southern portions of Denmark, and southeastern portions of the UK. The main threat for tornadoes is actually going to be located over here. Let's actually get it into a better color. Right in here. The threat for tornadoes would be in the northwestern portion of Germany, as well as the eastern portions of the Benelux areas. And storms would probably start out over here in the portions of France and move on through. And the ones that are probably the furthest most extent would be the ones to try and do stuff. So that would be that would be something to watch. And once again, severe weather is possible over in some of these areas. It said severe wind gusts, large hail, and an isolated tornado threat. I kind of wonder if they're ever going to update this outlook, because they issued it yesterday, and the threat for severe weather is tomorrow. So it's kind of a little counterintuitive to issue an outlook that's so far out ahead and not change it if you, if models have changed and whatnot. So that's the world of weather tomorrow. Once again, we have the threat for severe weather tomorrow, down into portions of Oklahoma, Texas, Arkansas, and Louisiana. We're going to be live for that. So if you ever want to come back, stay tuned. Or if you're just tuning in here right now and you want to feel like subscribing and stuff like that, feel free to do that as well. That's super funny. If you haven't already, please be sure to hit that thumbs up button down below. That helps us spread this live stream out to more and more people. Basically promotes our channel. Sup, Paula? Nice to see you here in the chat. Welcome to the stream. So yeah, we have the threat for severe weather tomorrow. We're gonna be live for that, and then day two. I do know that the Estofex is volunteer driven. I feel like though that sometimes I don't know. I feel like sometimes it could be more than just a volunteer, but Europe doesn't play that way. Europe could be so much better with their the way they do weather, but it's just not as frequent as compared to the United States. Like the United States is a lot more extreme with weather. I feel that, Caleb. Eventually, we're going to be bringing up Twitch. Eventually, we're going to have more and more people on the Twitch chat, so it's going to be pretty nice. But here is day 2 of our severe weather event, which is on Tuesday. I'm feeling a little bit better, Gabby. I'm feeling a little bit better. But day 2, I think this could potentially be something similar to what we see tomorrow. So whatever happens tomorrow is likely to happen on Tuesday as well. So talk about a double whammy. And believe it or not, you want to know something funny? Wednesday, the severe weather risk barely moves east. We have more severe weather over here into portions of the deep south, as well as the eastern portions of Texas. And then we have, on Thursday, more severe weather down in the southeast. So it is over and over and over again. And, there is a good chance if you play your cards right, we could be live for 4 days straight. 4 days straight. I'll tell you, that'll be pretty crazy, huh? So we do have the threat once again for severe weather today, tomorrow, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Have I looked at the 18Z GFS for what? Far out stuff, what's going on in the future? I have not. Probably will have to here in a bit, more than likely. If you haven't already, please be sure to hit that thumbs up button down below. That helps us spread the information with more and more people on YouTube. It kind of promotes our stream, and that's kind of what we want. Rain, what's up? Welcome to the Twitch stream. We're doing this on both YouTube and Twitch, by the way, so if you hear me say stuff about Twitch, it's because we also have our Twitch stream up. Luke, what's up? Welcome to the stream over there as well. And Twitch actually gets this broadcast out sooner than YouTube by about, I'd say 5, maybe 10 seconds, something like that. It's just something that has to do with how YouTube processes content. So if you would like to watch this stream on Twitch, feel free to go in there. The link is in the chat. And we're going to be talking first about Germany, because that's pretty easy. We can get that done and out of the way, and then we can get into the severe weather coming up for tomorrow, all the way up into Thursday, and then further on beyond that. I don't think so, GC. I think the 15% risks, some of those risks could be higher or lower. So it'll be a little interesting to see as to which ones could get it. Tomorrow is going to be really interesting because sometimes we can, look at the models, obviously, and be like, oh, well, this is going to be a pretty interesting event. But tomorrow is different for obvious reasons, right? We have... Oh yeah, that's right. I need to go to the forecast loop there. So for tomorrow, we obviously have the eclipse. And the funny thing about it with the models is that the models actually see the eclipse and they actually forecast the temperatures, which is pretty nuts. It's pretty crazy. Yes, it will rain at some point tomorrow. Yes, it will. What's up, Jordan? Welcome to the YouTube stream. And so you can see as we move on through here, we're talking now about Monday here. This is noon, or a little bit after noon here. 17Z, 18Z, 19Z, which is about 2 o'clock central. Notice how the temperatures across the board go down. Look at that. So this is noon central, 1 o'clock central, 2 o'clock central, 3 o'clock eastern. Notice how all the temperatures across the board go down, with the exception of the West Coast, because the West Coast is pretty far away from the main path of totality. So this is pretty interesting to see. Rockets, what's up? Welcome to the YouTube channel. Welcome to the YouTube stream. And depending upon what happens with the temperatures, and of course the relative humidity, which would be at the surface. So humidity basically being how moist is it in the sky, how close are the temperatures and the dew points are together. That can actually determine as to what type of mode we can see tomorrow. Well, not exactly mode, but what type of severe weather we could see tomorrow into portions of Texas. So that's the reason why I say for tomorrow it's a little tricky, because tomorrow we have a pretty volatile environment. But if an eclipse didn't happen, we would be 100% certain that we could even see some significant tornadoes tomorrow. Because of the fact that the eclipse happens, it dampens the severe weather event because it lowers the temperatures, which makes relative humidity, well, it actually increases relative humidity to a sense, but it makes the inversion aloft, so the temperatures that are above the surface a lot warmer than the temperatures that are at the surface, meaning you can't have really any rising. So... am I planning to see the eclipse? No, I have to stay back here because we got severe weather tomorrow and I need to watch out. Plus, I'm in an area where there's a lot of cloud cover, and if I go out of the way, I'm going to miss the event tomorrow. So I might as well stay back. I have to. It's unfortunate, but it is what it is. If you're just tuning in, people are saying, asking about specific areas. So I'm going to remind everyone here, we have severe threat for today. If you're in the yellow, that's really, well, the green and the yellow. This is really the areas that you have to watch out. We also have a severe threat for tomorrow. This is Monday. We have Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. So if you are in any of these highlighted areas that were just shown on the screen, that is when you guys can see some severe weather. Now, how bad is it going to be? We are going to talk about. All right. But yeah, as I said, the eclipse makes everything very, very strange for tomorrow. So, interesting. Let's talk about Germany first, because as I said, they do have a little bit of severe weather tomorrow. So we'll just glance over that and just make things just a little bit easy for us. That's in UTC, so it's not in EST anymore. Well, EST, it actually should be EDT, but that's besides the point. I think we all kind of get what I mean there. So we have a big trough that's starting to dig on through into portions of Western Europe. There's a localized area of very strong wind shear that's going to be moving over the Benelux, France, and Germany areas. And so as that thing digs on through, you can see wind shear starts to kind of uptick and amplify. Right about here is when you can probably see your main risk for severe weather. And you can see there's some strong wind shear that's over portions of northwestern Germany, which is where there could be some localized severe storms. Going over to the dew points here, the dew point map isn't exactly going to show us a whole lot based off of our standards. There's quite a bit of moisture here if you were to translate it. Quite a bit of moisture here across portions of Europe. It's not anything that's like super, super special. There just is moisture. And these thunderstorms are going to be forming in some of these areas of moisture. But the problem is that it's not as widespread. You can see some of these darker reds compared to these lighter blues. These are localized areas of moisture, contrast to the darker areas surrounded in this like red. And you can even get up to whatever these colors are up here. So it's, once again, a localized area of moisture across portions of Germany. And then we also want to mention the fact that there is just a slight bit of high relative humidity when it comes to this event. We have relative humidity values in some spots around 60 to 70% here in portions of Germany, across portions of northern Germany up into the Denmark areas. We're talking about areas near 80%, maybe even 90%, and the same thing can be said for portions of southeastern UK and portions of France as well. So this can really help kind of identify as to where some of the boundaries could be. This is our front, if you will. We have our warm front that sits up here in the northern portions of Germany. We have kind of our cold front that might actually be starting to kind of dig on in behind this. And right along the warm front is where I'm anticipating some of the most activity for severe weather. We're talking about areas over here near the Benelux as well as northwestern Germany. So definitely something to watch out there for just the general consensus of the global models. I won't get too deep into the specifics for what some of the other models say, but that it does seem like a little bit more of a just a general severe weather risk. I would continue to advise people to stay indoors throughout that event. All right, Germany. Look over at chat, say hi real quickly. Good stuff, Luke. I don't have my protective glasses on at all, or I don't have any at all for the eclipse. I do not. I am studying to be a weatherman. I'm going to Penn State right now. Bowling Green, Ohio. Some forecasters say it'll be fine. Some say I have cloudy skies. What do I say? Well, that's a good question. I guess we'll jump to the eclipse here real quickly because a lot of people are saying, hey, you know, a bunch of stuff could happen and there's a lot of inconsistencies. So what could happen? That's a good question. That's a very good question. You said you're going to Bowling Green, Ohio. Bowling Green, Ohio, I'm assuming is, yeah, south of Toledo. You guys should be starting to get some of that cloud cover to go away. At least some of it. Here, we'll go over to this map right here so you guys can see. Some of that cloud cover should be able to go away. It was forecasted to be a little bit worse. Over the recent runs, it's been getting a lot better, Wolf. So I would say that you guys are definitely in a better position out of most areas. So I think you should be good, but I think it'll be partly cloudy. I think it'll be partly cloudy skies to maybe around 50% cloud cover is possible. That'd be at most. Is European tornado season about the same as America's? Usually theirs is actually a little bit later. Usually. How does geology affect weather in Europe? So the topography, if that's what you mean, usually, believe it or not, the northern portions of Germany is actually similar to our plains, like Oklahoma and Kansas and stuff like that. It's flat as flat can be. WB Travels, what's up? Welcome to stream. So a lot of those areas are usually where we could see the most severe weather in regards to tornadoes and stuff like that. But the other thing I will say is the Alps actually kind of prevent a lot of moisture sometimes from getting into that environment. So, you know, if there were no mountains there, we probably would be talking about another area in the world that would have as active as severe weather as, say, one of our tornado alleys. Because we have 3 tornado alleys here in the United States. They have a half a tornado alley. But yeah, that's kind of the general gist here from a couple of the models. They're saying that cloud cover may not be that crazy up in northwestern portions of Ohio. Still continue to watch out for some interesting activity. As my eyes get scratchy all of a sudden. And I figured out why. Because there's like this weird eyelash that's... There we go. I got it out. Cool. Make myself feel so much better. So yeah, northwestern portions of Ohio, definitely pretty interesting. If you're over in Rochester and Erie, by the way, good luck. Good luck. Vermont and the extreme northeast could potentially see more of that eclipse than you guys. So, all right, let's go into tomorrow. Tomorrow we have the threat for severe weather once again. That is going to be ranging across portions, if I can fix my thing. There you go. Ranging across portions of the Southern Plains. Yeah, DOS. And that's the other thing, too, is that the terrain leading up to it. So usually advection, for those of you who don't know, especially if you're in the Twitch chat, comes down from the south, brings it up north. The problem is that when you have a lot of mountains and even just hilly terrain in general that leads up to that plain area, you have a lot of cold air damming, which is just basically when cold air fills in the gaps of the valleys. And it's just... when you have that cooler air and you have a warm air inversion aloft, you can't really advect all that moisture as efficiently as, say, if you had flatlands across the board. That's a wildfire down in Lake County, Florida, by the way. 80% contained. Okay, cool. So I don't have to worry about that too much. What do I think they'll upgrade the tornado risk to and where? Tomorrow has the potential to be a 10 sig. The only issue with that is that parts of, well, actually, not even that. All of the event is, it's kind of got an asterisk because of the eclipse. The eclipse is kind of making things a little interesting. So I think for right now, it's a safe bet to say it's a 5 tour for tomorrow's event. But tomorrow could also have the threat for significant tornadoes as well, in my opinion. So once again, we have our trough that's digging on through into the central portions of the United States. Our first wave, which is tomorrow, is going to be in the front of our trough here, usually out in front of the main core of where the strongest winds here from our trough is where we could see our severe weather. So we can see here in the afternoon into the evening hours here on Monday, we have our ejection region here. We can have a left exit region or right exit region right here. It's kind of more towards the right exit region, if you will. But we have some severe weather that is going to happen at the leading edge of this trough. Moving on into Tuesday, that's kind of the same thing here, because what you have is you have a localized area of strong wind shear here on the southern portion of the trough. And this is essentially going to create, once again, more thunderstorms on the leading edge. And then this is going to continue to move on through from Wednesday into Tuesday and into Wednesday, where you can still see, once again, leading edge. All right, so we're talking about Wednesday morning into Wednesday afternoon and Wednesday evening. Out in front of the trough, that's where storms can pop up. That will continue all the way through, likely move up into portions of Arkansas, Tennessee, even into portions of Mississippi, Alabama, and extreme western Georgia. And then moving on into Thursday, you can see the same exact thing here as well. Thunderstorms that go all the way up into the Ohio Valley and then down into the southeast to where we could potentially see some severe weather down there as it moves from Wednesday into Thursday. Now, the HRRR, at least for tomorrow's event, is predicting a lot of instability. We're talking about some levels of surface-based CAPE. Now, honestly, surface-based CAPE can skedaddle sometimes. Mixed layer CAPE is where it's at. But that's besides the point. We do have some areas of CAPE across this area that range up to around 3,000 joules per kilogram, if you look down there. And so we do have a lot of CAPE that is in the forecast for tomorrow. And notice how a lot of our CAPE is over here in the portions of southeastern Texas. So there is definitely enough energy for thunderstorms to try and take advantage of if need be. And then we can actually zoom in just a little bit more. We can go to South Central, make things just a little bit easier with our 18Z run. There it is. And you can see, once again, a lot of energy across the board in some of these areas. If we also go to the helicity from, let's go 0 to 1 kilometer. So as it goes into the night, the streamwise vorticity is actually going to increase more and more. But the problem is during the afternoon and into the evening, it's actually not that strong on the surface, 0 to 1 kilometer. 0 to 3 kilometer, however, it's just a little bit better. If we go from Monday afternoon into Monday evening, you can actually see that there is quite a bit of vorticity here along this axis right here. And this is our boundary, more or less kind of like a warm front or a pseudo warm front, if you will, to where some of these thunderstorms that form on that boundary could actually become tornadic. And that's the reason why the Storm Prediction Center has issued that 5% risk. At least that would be the area that I would mainly watch out for. That has the highest chance of producing a tornado. There could be some storms that can form down below it, though. And those storms, of course, if they are able to modify the environment around it, then, of course, we could be talking about those storms potentially even producing tornadoes as well. So tomorrow's event, from a vorticity and wind shear perspective, and, of course, a thermodynamic perspective, it's pretty good so far. If we go over to dew points, our moisture, you can clearly see we have an abundance of moisture. You can also see where our boundary is actually located to an extent. Look at this. You actually have a little bit of a gap between around 70-degree dews and lower 60-degree dews, which is right within there. And this is, once again, a little area where I'd watch out for the potential of some severe weather. Right along that boundary is where we could probably talk about a few storms that could form, a few of them that could also be tornadic, and maybe one or two of them that could potentially produce a strong tornado. Back over here, however, over in the portions of Oklahoma and Texas near the enhanced risk, there isn't really as much moisture. And because of that, a lot of these storms are likely to be pretty elevated to an extent. A lot of these storms are likely to just mainly produce a lot of hail. And so folks that are over there are definitely going to want to make sure that if they have any valuables, they bring it indoors or put it into some form of shelter. It is definitely recommended, I should say, to an extent. But there is, once again, just kind of a double whammy, if you will, for severe weather tomorrow. If you haven't already, please be sure to hit that thumbs up button down below if you're on YouTube. That helps me spread the information to more and more people. If you would like to watch this stream a little bit sooner, if you would, YouTube provides a little bit of a delay. You can go on to Twitch, where we are live streaming right now, and you'll be able to get this broadcast just a little bit sooner, and that'd be great. You know, be sure to give a follow. If you have Twitch Prime, a free Twitch Prime sub, feel free to give that over. You get cool emotes and badges if you do on the channel, and they're primarily exclusive to Twitch. So there's not even emotes on YouTube that Twitch has. Twitch has a couple other emotes that are pretty gnarly. So that's once again tomorrow. Can I please check Memphis? Memphis just has a severe storm right now. Just continue to stay indoors, stay away from windows, as a storm with 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and quarter-sized hails moving through that area. We also have tomorrow. Tomorrow, once again, the threat for severe weather. We'll go back to the GFS. Well, actually, we talked about the GFS with wind shear going into tomorrow as well. We'll go over here to the HRRR. We can kind of show you that the moisture just kind of sits around for the most part. Look at this. It just sits around, doesn't really do too much, and then storms just kind of form there at the heart of the moisture plume. You can see another boundary just kind of sits over the area right in here somewhere. Sometime Tuesday, late morning into the early afternoon, storms will likely form, and they'll likely become, once again, relatively strong, maybe even severe in to an extent, and maybe even tornadic as well. Now, Tuesday is very, very similar to Monday. This time, however, it just doesn't have the eclipse, and it's a lot further south. So there is definitely going to be some severe weather here. Do not be surprised that tomorrow could be a precursor of what could happen for Tuesday. So if there's strong severe weather on Monday, there probably will be some strong severe weather on Tuesday. Is Laurel, Mississippi going to get rain on Wednesday? Wednesday, it is likely that you guys are going to get rain. Yes, Christy, this is live. Here. We can... There we go. I can move my mic. I can show you. That's my time in Eastern on my weather radio. It is 8:49. So yeah, it's live. New outlook came out from the Storm Prediction Center, by the way. They downgraded it to a 1 out of 5 in the severe weather scale. So that sounds fun. I'm trying to fix my stuff here. There you go. I fixed my stuff. Do I like anime? I watch it on the side sometimes. Solo leveling this recent season of anime has been great. Top tier. True facts. Congrats to 50K. Thank you so much. Really do appreciate that. But yeah, moisture just kind of sits around here on Tuesday. If we go over here to severe weather, we take a look at Cape. You can see there is a localized area of significant Cape over here. A localized area of significant Cape. We're talking about almost 3,500 joules per kilogram of Cape within this area. I mean, that's very strong. That's pretty strong. So if a storm can form out in that environment, it's probably going to be doing dense. And then you can even tell that there's some pretty strong helicity within this environment as well. A lot of vorticity, actually a lot more than it is on tomorrow. So Tuesday, maybe even a little bit worse than tomorrow as well. But we'll have to see. So once again, just a reminder for everyone, we have the severe threat here today. Severe weather for today across portions of southwestern Kentucky down into Tennessee, and then along the Mississippi River all the way down into East Texas. That's the new update that they just came out with today. The threat for severe weather tomorrow, which we will be live for. So if you want to come back onto Twitch or YouTube, either or, and turn on notifications, of course, so that way as soon as I go live, you know. We also have the severe weather threat for Tuesday. You can see same or a similar area as tomorrow, Monday. Wednesday, it slightly shifts off to the east into the deep south. So folks that may be over there in the deep south, as well as eastern Texas and the southern portions of the Ozarks, you guys will have to watch. And then Thursday, over here into the southeast, if you know anyone that lives over there, if you live in those areas, continue to monitor the threat for severe weather as well. Mejia, Texas tomorrow is definitely going to see some thunderstorms at minimum. Is San Antonio too far south for Tuesday? I think it's possible. I think it's possible that you guys are too far south from the main tornado risk. So probably not, Andrew. As of right now, I don't see that being entirely a moderate risk for severe weather. I think that is a bona fide 10 sig tornado environment. But over the next couple of days, the models could definitely change. And I wouldn't be surprised if it does. Everyone's talking about Memphis here. This is supposed to be a forecasting live stream, but I guess we're looking at severe weather real quickly. Yeah, there is. That storm over there south of Memphis is trying to get surface-based. But based off of the way the supercell looks, if there is something that happens with it, it's going to be a spin-up. So I'm not really too concerned. What about right now? As I said, it's a forecast live stream for the future. Right now, there's only a few severe thunderstorm warnings across portions of western Tennessee. All of these storms are producing quarter-sized hail at minimum and 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts. And then there's more storms that are forming down into portions of Arkansas here, and even into portions of Louisiana. Are we into Enzo neutral in mid-April? We're going to be transitioning into Enzo neutral if we haven't been already. And then by the time hurricane season comes around, it'll be moving off into a La Nina. Guys are telling me to look at the GFS. All right, fine. 15th. That is... Wow. Now I understand the reason why you guys are freaking out about the GFS. Wherever that severe weather outbreak is, that's going to be pretty crazy if it actually is going to be. I feel that, Sam. How will Wednesday, South Central Louisiana be looking on Wednesday for tornadoes? I think you guys definitely will have the tornado risk. I don't think it'll be super high, but I think it'll be decently visible. I think you guys will at least see a tornado watch around that day. Go back over here. So yeah, once again, severe weather tomorrow and Tuesday are going to be very, very similar. Very, very similar. 0Z is running right now. So that's pretty whack. I don't think we're going to be waiting here for the 0Z for the entirety of life, though. So we probably can go on to HRRR. Make life a little bit easier for ourselves. Thank you for everyone who's been following on Twitch, by the way. We have a lot of viewers that are watching from Twitch or has followed on Twitch. So I really do appreciate you guys. We're getting very close. Or actually, have we passed it already? Yeah, we're getting very close to 500 followers on Twitch. Very, very close. If you haven't already, if you're watching this live on YouTube, Twitch actually releases the broadcast a good 5 to maybe even 10 seconds sooner than YouTube does. So if you would like to watch this broadcast a lot sooner, go on to the link in the chat and give the Twitch channel a follow. If you also have your Twitch Prime still, feel free to sub to the channel. Free Twitch Prime subscription where you get emotes, badges, and exclusive perks that are not on YouTube. But yeah, a lot of very moist temperatures that are down here in the portions of the southeast. You can see here on tomorrow, very high dew points across the board. And then heading on into Tuesday, you can see right in here, this would be areas near Austin and near San Antonio, to where we could potentially be seeing some severe weather possible here. Maybe near the Killeen and Waco areas as well. So folks that are over there are definitely going to want to watch out. If you're in Texas, this multi-day severe weather event is likely to come up here and last for quite a while. Might be more interesting for us to look at the STP and meme just a little bit. Of course, as I said, I don't use the Storm Prediction Center to help with my forecasts on its own. All I do is I just take soundings. I just look, I click, and I say no. I look, I click, and I say that looks really good. Here, I'll let you guys be a part of the things as well. I didn't know stuff was kicking off today. Is this leading into some overnight stuff then? Nope. This is a forecast live stream. This is not one of your typical live streams that I do. So here pretty soon I'm going to be getting off. Because as I said, this is just really a forecasting live stream. It's not supposed to be doing much more than what we're doing right now. But yeah, tomorrow definitely does look very interesting. I think anything that's along this boundary or this dry line back over here, I think this is a dry line, is not really going to see a whole lot. I think this has to be a warm frontal thing for people that know what I'm talking about. So basically, we have our boundary that sits along here. And then this down here probably will be our dry line. Let's double check this. So our dew points. Yeah, so we have like this pseudo dry line that's back here. And then we have our moisture convergence, which is right down here, which also could be a cold front. We could be having a low that's trying to develop here. Well, I mean, it is developing in Texas, but we have our pseudo cold front that's trying to push on through, or maybe some form of a surface trough. I kind of doubt that, though. I appreciate that, Storm Chaser Griffin. I feel like that's really valid, DOS, because tomorrow, that's the reason why I said tomorrow is very weird. Because of the eclipse, at least for tomorrow, weather is very, very strange. I think low level lapse rates, it's basically going to be like one of those 10 sig bus style of events for tomorrow because of the eclipse. And then the next day after that, you just basically have to hope that storms don't sit around for too long from the previous day. It's just, it's going to be... This is going to be a multi-day severe weather event. This is 100% going to be a multi-day severe weather event. It's just what, to the extent of how severe will it be, is what we have to try and figure out. We can go back to this and show you guys again. So, timings here for some of these storms. Actually, it might be better if we use this. Well, wait, we can't. That's right. Timings for some of these storms here in southeastern Texas. Time is up at the top, up here. So if you look up here, you can see 2 p.m. Central Daylight Time. And the timings of some of these storms here, that's from Houston and San Antonio all the way up to Waco in southern Dallas-Fort Worth metro area. Storms could start to really try to form around noon. It'll be moving through Houston and stuff like that. And as the boundary continues to rise further and further north, by around 4 to 5 p.m. Central is when we're starting to get some clusters that can start to pop off. That will continue to move on through, and it could be all the way from the border of Louisiana over to areas that are moving about. I believe that's what? That's supposed to be Interstate 35. Right, so I-35, the I-35 corridor from Austin all the way up to Dallas-Fort Worth could potentially be seeing some severe weather. Go over to northeastern Texas, so that way you guys can see. Yep, and that's always going to be the case too, unfortunately. You can see 7 p.m. tomorrow, storms continuing to move up all the way near I-20, areas near Tyler and Shreveport would definitely watch out. Meanwhile, we got storms that are south of Childress, near Wichita Falls. Most, if not all, of those storms are going to be mainly hail producers. Once again, because of the elevation. There will still be storms that will occur overnight, but there's going to be more storms that are going to form down here at around 6 a.m. on Tuesday. A lot of storms. Look at how much rain there's going to be. We could probably see a pretty significant flooding threat across a lot of these areas. From Monday into Wednesday, we could probably see a pretty substantial flooding threat. And then you can see a lot of these storms that are on this line. They could start to probably pick up. I'm thinking specifically over here, anywhere that is on I-20 all the way over to Shreveport. I think that one probably has the best chance based off of how strong the vorticity is in that area, especially as we showed you earlier with the storm relative helicity. What's up, Blondie? Welcome to the stream. Nice to see you in the YouTube chat. So tomorrow, as I said, is going to kind of be a precursor. It'll kind of determine as to what could happen on Tuesday. That's what I personally believe. Wednesday will consist of basically how mental some of these thunderstorms are as it moves along. There's Tuesday, so I guess the NAM 3 kilometer doesn't reach that far out. We'll go to the NAM, just the regular NAM. Wednesday, storms will continue to move on through into the afternoon. We could probably see the threat for severe weather all the way from Greenville, Mississippi, and down to the south. So areas near Baton Rouge are going to see their main area of severe weather on Wednesday. Tomorrow, it'll be fine. Wednesday is when you guys could probably see your activity. And that'll continue. It'll be an overnight threat, and that will likely move off into areas of Atlanta overnight, Wednesday into Thursday. And, you know, honestly, just based off of what I've seen, from just general models, it looks to me like Wednesday's event is very similar to any sort of normal 10 sig event that we have down in Dixie along the coastline. So I apologize for putting you all through all that torture when we do live stream on this day, because it will happen. We are going to go live on this day, and we're all going to consider, because stuff is either going to happen or it's not going to happen. It's the same thing over and over and over again. If you haven't gotten tired of the weather yet, you're about to. And we're only in the beginning of the severe weather season. Take a sounding for laughs? Yeah, I did. I'm gonna take a sounding right there. Yeah, fun. I hate the NAM. I hate the NAM 3 kilometer. So I just wait for cams. That's all I do. And then of course, the Southeast. Who can forget about the Southeast? As on Thursday, you guys once again get the remnants of severe weather, but it's not really going to be super significant for the most part. So it'll either be Tuesday or Wednesday as our most significant event. Tuesday or Wednesday. One of the two. If you haven't already, please be sure to hit that subscribe button down below. Hit the thumbs up button down below as well. Helps us spread the information with as many people as possible. There is not a PDS tour right now at this time. No, for a fact there is not. And for memes, for giggles, I'm going to take a look at why everyone is freaking out. Meme Machine on the 15th. Meme Machine, my goodness. Now I understand the reason why everyone is freaking out about the GFS. That is some mental activity. I get it, GC, I get it. Yeah, no, everyone knows how much I hate possible hazard type. Everyone knows how much I hate possible hazard type. Possible hazard type can go away. GFS prob of Cape greater than 1,000 for that same period. Oh boy. Yeah, so as I said, meme stuff right there. GEFS. Prob. We're going to zoom out here so everyone can see. All right. The probability. We're going to actually zoom out again. There you go. Probability of seeing surface-based CAPE greater than 1,000 joules per kilogram on April 14th is... That's pretty dope. That's about 50%. That on the 14th, actually, right there. Never mind. That's like 60 to 70%. Woof. Woof. Do I think it's possible for Tuesday to be a moderate risk day? I think it's possible, but I also think it's slightly unlikely. Me personally, I'd stick with an enhanced. Me personally. CC drop on the northern. No. Wasn't gonna fall for that, Harley. Wasn't gonna fall for that, Harley. Good try. Good try. But, no. If you haven't already, if you would like to go on to Twitch and watch, feel free to do so. The broadcast comes out a lot sooner than it does on YouTube. So feel free to follow on Twitch if you'd like to do so. On Twitch, we're actually really close to 500 followers. And we've already got a few people watching. Eventually, we're going to continue to... build up our Twitch following. We're gonna get a lot more viewers and stuff like that. But yeah, if you caught me like that on Friday, I would have fallen for it, but nope. Try to ask a question. Probably not Mad Max. Probably not. People are still gonna do that anyways. But anyways, don't want to get too political. Politics and stuff like that, you know, regardless of politics, weather will happen. Weather will happen anyways. So, I think that's pretty much the majority of what I wanted to talk about. I think we can answer some questions. We'll do, let's say 3, 4, 5. Let's do 5 questions of each. So we'll do 5 questions on YouTube, 5 questions on Twitter. Oh yeah, there's gonna be a crap ton of flooding. There's gonna be a crap ton of flooding over the next 4 days. That might try to produce a tornado near Collierville, Tennessee. That'd be kind of interesting. We'll see. We'll see what Collierville can do, though. Yeah, these storms in Tennessee really are just either severe or sub-severe. At the strongest, they're producing 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts and quarter-sized hail. But other than that, not really too much. How's the eclipse weather looking in Fort Smith, Arkansas tomorrow? Good question. Very, very good question. So, for Fort Smith tomorrow, you guys are likely to not have a lot of cloud cover according to the National Weather Service blend of models. But if we do short-range ensemble models as well, you can kind of see that you guys could possibly have some clouds in the sky, partly cloudy skies and stuff like that over there. So watch out for that. When we actually go into the models and talking about what could specifically happen, and what the conditions could be like in and around Fort Smith. Let's find out, shall we? So we want 18Z tomorrow. There we go. So near the eclipse, it's going to be around 80 degrees with dews in the 30s. Winds are going to be modest. Could be around 10 miles per hour. So it'll be a little bit breezy. Maybe a little bit of wind. I don't think it'll be too breezy. It'll just be a little breezy. And yeah, once again, you probably could see a little bit of cloud cover around that time as well. I'll actually show you. Oh, wow. They actually put the eclipse totality and centerline in there, which is really interesting. So there's 18Z. According to the HRRR, there's a crap ton of cloud cover here at around this time, which is very interesting. I think there's a better model that looks at it, though. I think it's the SREF. The SREF, I believe, is a lot better with cloud cover. So we can go to tomorrow, and you can see around 18Z near Fort Smith. It probably will be partly cloudy skies. How's Penn State? Penn State's fun. Penn State's interesting. I like the classes that are there. It's really nice. Thanks, Shell. I appreciate you sticking around. All right. I don't see anyone on Twitch asking questions. As I said, 5 of each. We're going to do 5 of each, and then we're going to head off. Nick is awesome. What's up? Welcome to the stream, where we talk about weather, and whenever severe weather gets pretty active, then we talk about severe weather. And speaking of that, if you are on YouTube, all right. If you are on YouTube, feel free to head over to Twitch. If you go over to Twitch, you'll get this broadcast a lot sooner than getting it on YouTube. Feel free to leave a follow. We're a few followers away from 500, which is going to be pretty crazy. So, RDPS and HRDPS, the Canadian models, are some of the most accurate. I think someone told me that the RDPS was actually very accurate with cloud cover as well. So yeah, there's 18Z. If that's the truth right there, according to the Canadian model, there's a good chance that you guys might barely have any cloud cover at all, which is crazy to think. You're smack dab in the middle of Collierville. Was that for tonight? No. So we're forecasting in general. Collierville right now is getting thunderstorms. All right, this right here in front of you, that's a thunderstorm. Continue to stay indoors, stay away from windows. There's a storm right next to you that is probably producing some substantial wind gusts and maybe some localized severe hail. Yeah, there's a little bit of rotation with that storm south of Collierville. So that could potentially try to produce a tornado, but we'll see. Although that did just kind of gust out, so maybe not. All right, let's try and take a look. What else? What other questions? How's the totality going to look for the eclipse in New York City? Question. New York City. Oh, I'm going to have some limited cloud cover, so that'll be interesting. New York City should have some partly cloudy skies. A lot of these partly cloudy skies are going to be in the upper levels. We're going to have a lot of high clouds. So there is a chance that you could probably still see the eclipse through the high clouds. So, April 14th is your actual birthday? Oh, cool. April 23rd is my birthday. What a coincidence. What about Dallas? Good question. So Dallas around the time of the eclipse. We'll likely see it. There's not a lot of cloud cover around Dallas at this time. Around the eclipse as it moves on through. Now, cloud cover will start to increase throughout the day, however, so do keep in mind with that as well. Can you get a detailed prediction for the severe weather risk in Baton Rouge, Louisiana? I can try. The models are very far out ahead of time, so it's going to be pretty difficult for me to actually do so. But fortunately enough, I do have the wrap, and the wrap is pretty decent when it comes to it being near the end of the model run. So I think it's possible. I think it's possible for us to do so. Where's our mixed layer cape? There's our mixed layer cape. So for Wednesday... Oh, no, never mind. I forgot. Wrap is only doing on Tuesday. HRRR is doing Tuesday as well. I'm an idiot. We'll just go to the NAM then, I guess. NAM is not my favorite model. Wednesday, it looks like you guys are likely to see some severe weather in the evening, sometime around the evening. That's my guess. And once again, the threats include winds, hail, and tornadoes. So all risks are possible. All risks. Are you going to have a severe outbreak in Dallas? Not really. Once again, this is where the risk for severe weather is. So today it's in the dark green. Tomorrow it is in the yellow and the orange, although I think the yellow can be expanded a lot further down into here. But I think this is a good base, somewhere right within there. And the tornado risk is in these areas right here. Once again, I think this brown area is going to be the main area of activity tomorrow. We also have severe weather on Tuesday for very similar areas. Severe weather on Wednesday. Severe weather on Thursday. So a lot of severe weather across the board in some of these areas. All right, let's look at some of these other areas that people have said in chat, and then we're gonna go to sleep. I'm gonna go to sleep. I need rest. Well, I'm not exactly gonna go to sleep immediately. There's a couple of things that I need to do. But Horn Lake, right now, you guys are currently seeing just some severe thunderstorms, although the storm actually has moved out of your area. So Horn Lake, you guys should actually be good for right now, but there could definitely be some more thunderstorms that'll move near your area. Ingleside, Texas, and then someone said Marblehead, Ohio afterwards. So, Ingleside, Texas. That's at Corpus Christi. For severe weather tomorrow and Tuesday, you guys are going to be pretty good, honestly. I don't anticipate it being too crazy for you guys. When it comes to cloud cover, I do believe cloud cover is going to be a certainty for you guys tomorrow if you wanted to see the eclipse. So, unfortunate for you guys. Marblehead, Ohio. Oh, that's north of Sandusky. So you guys have a 50-50 shot, in my opinion, of seeing some of that. If we go over to Ohio, you can actually see right in here. Sandusky has a 38% cloud covered around this area. So I would watch out. I think it's going to be partly cloudy skies. Clouds are definitely going to be hit or miss around that time. Evening, James. And then someone said Kansas City. Kansas City it looks like you guys are going to have very, very limited cloud cover, but it'll be almost non-existent. So you guys should be good. Yeah, most of the totality, with the exception of upstate New York around the Great Lakes, it'll be pretty meh. Do I think there could be a tornado? There could be a tornado tomorrow. Tonight I don't really think so, honestly. I think a lot of these storms are just failing their updrafts. But tomorrow I definitely think there can be. If you're just tuning in here right now, we're talking about severe weather, and it's only going to be temporarily, I should say. If you haven't already, hit the thumbs up button down below and even subscribe. And if you have a Twitch, I urge you guys to head on over to Twitch. All right. Honestly, I think one of these days we're gonna have a very high following on Twitch. We're gonna have all sorts of followers, all sorts of people, all sorts of perks and stuff like that. And we're very close to 500 followers, I believe. So if you haven't already, yeah, we're 5 followers away, which might be something that we'll get tomorrow, because that'll be a nice little goal for us to get tomorrow. But our program, all right, our broadcast actually gets out sooner on Twitch and their platform. So if you have a Twitch account, it might be a good idea. All right, I think that's going to be it for me, guys. I wanted to just talk to you guys about what's going on with severe weather and stuff like that. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this little live stream, this little talking between each other. And like I said, sometimes I don't feel like making a video. Like, videos are just not something that I can, like, really do. So I'll live stream. I'll try and just talk it out. So we'll be live tomorrow. Make sure you turn on notifications tomorrow, so that way whenever we go live, you'll be able to join as soon as possible. Because whenever we're live, who knows what's going to be happening around then. But other than that, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you haven't already, please be sure to subscribe if you're on YouTube. If you're on Twitch, make sure you follow. If you're on YouTube, you want to become a member, feel free to do that. And if you're on Twitch, you can subscribe, especially if you have Twitch Prime. Make sure you turn on channel notifications once again. If you need any assistance or if you have any questions, contact me through my social media. I will talk to you guys again tomorrow. Trust me. So I will see you then. Hopefully everyone has a good night, get good night's sleep. I'm definitely going to try and get some eventually. I need to fix my sleep schedule. But it's not going to be as easy as just, you know, me going to sleep right now. It's definitely not going to be that. So, all right. Once again, thank you guys so much for watching. I will catch you guys next time. So, good night, everyone. Good night. Good night.